Alright, hello everyone. Garrett here. I'm just making a little, kind of a quick video tip, I guess, in FLStudio for beginners out there. When I first started, if I wanted to make something start up, or I guess the volume build, I used to go through the annoying process of, hitting record, having to edit the events. Not even doing that actually. I think I used to just hit record, put a blank pattern down, and then I used to manually drag the volume up and down, and then I upgraded to being able to just, let's say, going to a blank pattern and then right-clicking, hitting edit events, and then editing the event to create panning or the increase or decrease of volume, that kind of thing. Okay, so today, for anyone starting out who may be new to this, I just wanted to show an easier way to do kind of like a volume fade in that sounds a lot better than some of the ones that you might do with like automation and stuff like that. And it's so much easier. Basically, you make FLStudio do it for you. So what I'm already kind of halfway through, but I'll start over. But I just have this vocal build-up that I made, and this is how it sounds. Okay, cool. Person singing, so success. So in the song, it sounds like this. Okay, so the thing I got rid of right here while I was playing, oh sorry, I have a really crappy mouse right now. The thing I got rid of right there was that little hard drum hit, because it's not necessary. Okay, so I'm gonna start over. That goes away. I remember how I made it, so it's not a big deal. But in FLStudio 10, and I think 9 did a pretty good job of it as well, it's a lot easier to use like audio, imported waves, that kind of thing. This is my Symphonic Choirs, awesome program. So I just use my computer keyboard in front of me to do this. Okay, so let me remake this. I made it so many times now that I know exactly what I did. Oops. Literally, I wish I could show you the mouse I'm using. It's like the smallest, like, retractable laptop mouse. It sucks. Alright, then you go over here. Basically, I click this because whatever one you click, you automatically take back the size. Like this one is 2 bars. I click the 1 bar, so whatever I put down next is going to be 1 bar. So, little tip. Alright, so this... There we go. So, there she is. So all you have to do, export. I always do wave. I mean, just highest quality wave possible is always your best bet. Patches. I put everything in user, and this is not the normal computer I use, so I don't have anything really in here, but usually I'll like whatever the name of the song is what I'll put these in, and that way if you move all your files over, like old previous saves, to a new computer that has all the same plugins, it's not going to be like, oh, you're missing this wave, that wave, 5 different waves, and now your song sounds like crap. It's missing half of the things that made it so special, and you don't know where it is, and you don't have to go scrounge that crap up. So vocal buildup 3, that's actually the one that I was using, so I'll just save that. And notice, oh, actually I'm making a big mistake right now. You have to hit pattern. You don't want to do the entire song, you just want to do the pattern. So, excuse my voice, I'm sick right now, so I've been having a lot of time to work on music because of that. So, alright, so I just do it by 320. 512, 32-bit, because then you avoid crackling and all that good stuff. Alright, so we got that done. Now, thing I just made, you can go away, because I won't need you. I have the wave. Now I'll just re-import it on the exact same one. So basically user, build up 3. Cool. Now we got it. Now we got it. Alright, so right click here, hit edit. That'll bring up Edison. You don't really need to be well versed in this program to use it to your benefit. So I mean, if it looks intimidating, you know, chill out. Select all. That's Control A for you people who don't know how to use keyboard shortcuts or are naive to them. Tools. You want to do a fade in. Now, you can select depending on what you have to do. Like I could have did half of this and then did the fade in. So would have just faded in this and then would have left this the same volume. But I kind of want to fade in the entire thing because it works for what I'm doing. So then I Control A again and I hit this little button on the end, and that's what you can see here. Read right here when I mouse over it. It says send to playlist as audio clip. So right here, got the new one. See if you can see the difference. This one's the fade in, this one's the original. It's the exact same sound, but the new one is in there. So delete the old, bam, left with the new. Cool, alright. Click there, and let's try it out. Yeah, I don't judge. Song is in its very early stages. Excuse me. Ugh. Either bronchitis or pneumonia or something. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so that's an easy way to do it. I will probably end up lowering the overall volume of that because that was a little loud. So, let's see. But I guess while I'm at it, you always hear those epic songs like in movie trailers, video game trailers, like the Lord of the Rings style, like quick violin. It's actually not that hard to achieve, but it's really intimidating if you sit there and you have a violin, you're like, oh no, that's my beat. Sorry. So like, let's say you have a violin. Here's, I think this is violin. So if you're sitting there, you're like, how do I do this? Like, you know, don't freak out about it. It's actually not that hard. Basically, this is one I made. And think about this. It's just tapping. But instead of just doing like a boring tap, 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 try to get some harmony and some variations in there. So this is how this sounds. So this one, let's see. So you could even make it a little longer. Actually, that's not half bad, so I'm going to keep that for the second duration of it. And yeah, actually on that note, some form of variation never hurts in songs. So all I did was Control A for all, copy, that's Control C, and then paste it here. So alright, so basically what we could do here, if this is transitioning to the next set of patterns, you can just go like this, but down here. Oh boy. And then let's try this. Yeah, okay. This is something I just started messing around with tonight on this particular song. As you can see, it is already a big stinking song. This is just the beginning. And this is kind of the build up back to what I originally had as more of the ending, but these are basically a bunch of different variations in strings. If you're new to this program, definitely take advantage. You have to start thinking in terms of patterns repeating, because that really helps you out. I used to, when I first started, sorry if I'm hitting the mic here, when I first started, I used to stretch over the lines all the time, and then when I would set it up to what looked logical on the playlist, I would notice that things weren't playing, because I was using a little paintbrush to, just kind of paint them on there, but then they wouldn't have the right placement, because if you go like this on here, then suddenly this one is somewhere on here, 12, yeah, here. So this one now looks longer than normal, so if I'd paint it out, it wouldn't, work right. So you go back here. And so like this, for example. Also, variation in volume makes a huge difference. Like, a lot of actual plugins will change the sound of something depending on how loud it is. So like this, I haven't messed with volume too much on these. But actually, wait, number 44, I did. So here's a lighter version. But as you can see, the volume down here is a little lower. So here, check it out. Basically, volume in this case actually determines like how loud the imaginary person is hitting the imaginary drum, not how loud is the same exact sound going to be at 75% or 60% or 100%, that kind of thing. So you get kind of a more realistic sound with some of the different plugins if you mess with audio or volume. So I haven't done that quite yet, but I have to somehow fit this into the chorus, which sounds like this. Let's see. I'll start right here. Really cheap way to transition right here. Little bang. But there's you can reverse a cymbal, and that way it sounds like a build up. You can do that to a little drum bang right there, but here we go, listen on. Sorry, another cool tip. This right here, this is pattern 12, but basically what I'm doing, or no, I'm sorry, it's pattern 11. But what you can do too is you can actually just shrink this, and that looks exactly like pattern 11. I think with that particular plugin I'm using, it doesn't like being shrunk. It'll still play the full thing, so I made a new pattern for it. But yeah, most of the time you can actually just shrink it and save having to make tons of different variations of one pattern. It really helps a lot. is take this pattern right here and actually make that one fade in, so it sounds a little, I don't know, a little more natural. Like that's not that that's just waiting to come in, that it's going to kind of fade in, because you just got over hearing this big thing right here. You know, you don't want this little odd transition into some different type of sounding song, you know, right away. Anyway, I'm sure some people have noticed that pattern, I was mistaken, pattern 11 is actually different. And then pattern 12. Okay, so, but I did use an example of this right here. So, as you can see, the red on there symbolizes that this particular one I clicked on is being cut in half. So it goes like do 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 do, and then right here it does the full thing where you hear the last two pieces. Yay! Sounds like a windy day or a breezy day in spring. The little chimes. Yeah, as you get into it, when I first started, something like this was scary and intimidating. But I mean, as you start to work on just basic songs, you'll start to build up to larger stuff, and it'll feel comfortable. You won't believe me now, but it'll feel comfortable. So this basically, number 34. Excuse me. God, I can't wait till I'm not sick anymore. So I'm gonna do this right now. So this is pattern 34. That's exactly what I will name it. So you can go patches, user, pattern. I'm not putting it in a folder right now because it's the only thing, but once I actually have a real name to this song, and you know, it's something for a project, someone's indie project, but once I actually have a real name to the song, I'll make a folder and then I'll put this in there. So now all I have to do, audio clip, and actually I don't even need to put it on a new pattern because that's the magic of this. Pattern 34, that's the one. Alright, edit. Let's do about halfway. I'd say it's right about there. Tools, fade in. Then we want to just make sure the whole thing's highlighted. Insert into here by hitting that little button to put it on our playlist. Hit delete on the original. Click this one so it's highlighted. That way that's what I'll insert. Bam. Alright, now let's listen. Sounds pretty good to me. It's a start. One thing you can do too on these violins, like as you can see, I mess with the volume on these to an extent. But if you right click here and you go to panning, you can actually use the little highlighting tool, this little guy, and you can do whole lines, and you can change the panning on them. So, like for example, one thing you could do is make him go, I believe this would be right channel. It's like you're looking in this direction, like going to the right. So this would be right, up is left. So we'll go right, actually it would be smart to do a certain amount of this with a lot of these like, strings. Vocal usually stays center. You want your strings and all that good stuff to kind of go on the left and right. So now, so it's subtle, but it does go left, right, or right, left. But yeah, I gotta figure out what kind of other vocal badassness can go in here and build up to the final part. This used to be what this replaced, and this is boring. So let's see. This used to be a lot more boring, the violin, so that used to actually sound like it made sense, but yeah, get rid of that. Most of the time, if I finish a song faster than I think I'm going to, it's usually because it's boring. So, and then I have to go back and be like, all right, like what can I do with this part, or what can I do with that part? Also, as you can see right here, parent 38. This one is an ARP, basically, that worked on. Nexus has some nice ones. Alright, and this is the original. So it's just kind of doubles up on them, but I couldn't go one higher on here because then it gets a weird, like, it's a weird sound that kicks in. Oh god, throat's killing me. All right, so yeah, basically that gives it a little more torque. It's a familiar sound, but then it kind of amps a little more, so, or it gets a little beefier. But it's all subtle stuff that goes into the overall package. So once again, I'll play this and I'll cut the video. So that was a little, like, I don't know, just tips and tricks, stuff that I would have loved for someone to tell me years ago of ways to simplify my process. Most people, I'm sure, out there didn't have any training, that kind of thing. I personally, I used to play the violin as a kid, can't play a single instrument right now. I love playing the piano. I got a little piano set up by my like a little MIDI controller piano set up by my computer. I use it. I get good use out of it, but I couldn't sit there and play. Like if someone showed me sheet music of the music I make, I wouldn't even recognize it. I wouldn't even know. They could lie and say it was theirs, and I would totally believe them and high-five them and, you know, that kind of thing. So if you're starting to make music and you don't know anything about it, but you just know the sound, like I just do the soft sound. I just hit the keyboard until something sounds good and stuff harmonizes. I picked up stuff along the way. Kind of developed like an idea of what to look for, that kind of thing, and that's something you'll do when you spend enough time doing anything. So if people are trying to start up music and don't know what the heck they're doing, just mess around with one of these programs. That's all I did. I don't think I read a single tutorial. I'm not even lying. I may have watched a couple like later down the line on YouTube once that got popular. Because believe it or not, I got into doing this stuff before YouTube was anything. So, but yeah, I mean, just mess around with it and find little shortcuts along the way. And oh yeah, and yeah, if you're serious about it, maybe invest in a MIDI controller, because you can record yourself play. Like if I hit the keyboard, it sounds like this. But if I hit that's my computer keyboard. If I hit an actual keyboard, then it senses kind of how hard you're hitting it. Soft. Harder. So I mean, it knows if you want to like build up. Stuff like that. I don't know. That was just me bullshitting. I don't actually know how to play the piano. But yeah, just do whatever sounds good. If you have an ear for it, then you should be making music. Express yourself artistically. It's fun. But anyway, that's all I got. I ranted on. Did not mean for this video to be this long, but thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll come out with this song soon. I'll probably post it on my YouTube or something like that. Alright, later everyone.